This is the process for buying property in El Salvador. A big part of what we do is help the client hone in on exactly what they're looking for and find different options that suit their needs. Sometimes those are often area dependent. Here in El Salvador, there's a lot of diversity in the land, depending on whether you're in the beach or the mountains or a volcano or rivers, lakes. So there's a little bit of something for everyone here, and there's price points are dependent and change all over the place, but we can help people narrow down based on their heat tolerance, if they want to be close to city and action and people and nightlife, or the opposite. Once the client's ready to make an offer on a property, generally, depending on how quickly the client's ready to purchase the property. If the client is ready right away to purchase, you can enter right into a sales contract and close on the property the next day. If the client wants a little bit of time, sometimes there's a promise of sale and a deposit and a time period where we have to arrange the things that we need in order to go to closing. Once an offer is accepted by a seller, a buyer and seller have agreed upon a price, they've agreed upon a date to close and delivery of X dollar amount of funds. At that point, the seller arranges for the funds delivery on the date of the signing of the contract by the seller. When the seller signs, they're releasing the ownership of that property. At that moment, our client or we on behalf of the client send those funds to the seller, and then the transaction is ratified once the title is transferred. Luckily in El Salvador, the titling process and regulatory system is pretty clean. It's pretty easy to verify who owns a property, and then it's pretty easy to verify if that individual has any debts on that property. Those are the main things that we do and our legal team does before making an offer for purchasing a piece of property. The typical fees in a real estate transaction here are generally about 3%, and that is due to the buyer. The buyer bears that transaction cost. So if you're buying a piece of property in El Salvador, figure about a 3% fee for the title transfer tax, and that'll probably be enough to include the legal fees as well. To purchase property in El Salvador, obviously it's best to come to the country, see what you're purchasing, and do so in purchase, but you can also purchase remotely, and we've had that happen several times with clients who have come, for example, know exactly what they're looking for. We find the perfect property, but they're not here. And so there's several ways to do that, either with the power of attorney or a remote closing at a consulate office.